What's up, guys? Shawn here. We are in Nashville, Tennessee, and there is a tornado watch. It's crazy. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna do the ultimate stabilization showdown. It's super windy out here. I don't know if I'm gonna die. Guys, if something happens to me, tell my wife, Erin, I love her. Because I do. All right, so I'm gonna flip the camera around. I'm gonna show you what we got going on. I got my Segway out today, and we're gonna go up and down the trail. And I've got my GoPro Hero7. I've got my DJI Osmo Pocket. And I have my Insta360 One X. And we're gonna go through and we're gonna do stabilization today. All right? So let's check this out. All right, guys, so that's what we got going on, right? We got the GoPro Hero7 Black. We've got the DJI Osmo Pocket. And we have the Insta360 One X. We're getting some sprinkles, but I think we're still gonna do it, guys. We're just gonna get about maybe 5 minutes worth of footage with all these cameras going down the trail. And then we're gonna take it back in the studio and we're gonna talk about the footage, guys. We're gonna go over some durability. We're gonna go over compatibility. We're gonna go over just a whole bunch of different characteristics of action cameras and small cameras. Each one of these cameras is around $400, and they all came out in the later half of 2018. So I think it's a good head-to-head competition. What do you think, guys? This is a 360 camera. This is a stabilized gimbal. And this is an action camera that has amazing stabilization in it. This has amazing stabilization for a 360 camera. This shoots in 5.7K, and I'm gonna get a 4K video out of it. Even though it won't be full res, it's still a great shot. So here we go, guys, let's do it. Alright, guys, so here we go. We got the GoPro Hero7 Black on top. We got the DJI Osmo Pocket on the top right. And then we have the Insta360 One X on the bottom right. You'll notice right off the bat, the Insta360 One X is the softest image out of these three. GoPro and the Osmo Pocket are very sharp and very saturated. I think the GoPro is even more saturated than the Osmo Pocket. But I put the cameras at an angle for a reason, and I wanted to show you guys that the GoPro Hero Black, it's very easy to make your image crooked. Okay, now it's not as noticeable here because there's no straight lines to kind of judge it against. But if you look at the horizon line on the Osmo Pocket and the Insta360 One X, they're right on the money most of the time. Now the Osmo Pocket, since it's a gimbal stabilizer, it'll kind of smoothly transition into the horizon, whereas the Insta360 One, it's got an accelerometer in it, so the horizon is on point the entire time. So out of these shots, I really like the Insta360 One. I like the look of the GoPro Hero Black the best. If you'll notice, the Osmo Pocket cannot handle vibration at all. So whenever I'm going over the wooden bridge, the camera's kind of bouncing, and it's causing this really bad jello effect. Okay, guys? So the Osmo Pocket will fall apart, at any crazy speed. So you should really keep the DJI Osmo Pocket kind of stable to begin with if you really want good footage out of it. The GoPro Hero Black is crooked for the most part, but at times it's not crooked. So it's kind of interesting. It'll like kind of bend into the shot. Like you see here, it's like kind of spinning a little bit. As far as video quality, I think the Osmo Pocket has the best color overall. The Hero Black is a little over, the brightness levels are off in my opinion. You know, you've got really dark shadows, you've got really bright brights. It's almost too concentrated, whereas the Osmo Pocket is doing a good job. But look at this wooden bridge, guys, on the Osmo Pocket. It just falls apart. Like it's like wobbling all over the place. Okay guys, I know I got some water drops on the lenses here because the tornado's coming, but I wanted to show you guys this shot. The GoPro Hero is crooked. The Osmo Pocket knows where the horizon is, and the Insta360 One knows where the image is. That birch tree in the middle is a good indicator, like it's going straight up and down for the most part on the two cameras on the right. And this is a good example of the wide angle versus the tight angle. GoPro has the widest shot. Now I could get the exact same shot from the Insta360 One X if I wanted to, but I wanted to more mirror the Osmo Pocket. Overall, all three cameras are stabilizing very well. The autofocus functionality in the Osmo Pocket is kind of breathing. One of my viewers called it autofocus breathing. And it's doing a lot of breathing. It's also doing a lot of like just kind of weird wobbles and stuff. I think I might be like rolling over sticks and stuff, but man, it cannot handle vibration at all. And it's almost like a really bad cell phone camera at this, like right now. If you look over it, it's just wobbling and jelly, and it's almost gonna make me throw up just watching it. GoPro, it's not falling apart at all, with the water drops all over it. So that's pretty good. And the Insta360 One's not falling apart either. I think the reason the Insta360 One is not falling apart is because it's not basing the way the video looks on what it sees out of the camera. You know, white balance and stuff like that can be affected, but there's water drops on all over the lens, and it's not falling apart at all. It's out of these three cameras, I think the Insta360 One is the most consistent. But again, the quality is not as good as the other two cameras, but pretty decent. And just to let you guys know how I got this image so that I could talk about it, I've got the 5K iMac, and it would not handle a preview in Final Cut Pro of two 4K cameras and a 5.7K camera. And it was also rendering the Insta360 footage into more of a rectangular image. So I had to set up this shot and then export this as a video and then bring it back in. So I did it losslessly, if that's a word. But yeah, for the most part, this is kind of like a fax of a fax. But I mean, you can definitely see the stabilization and how things work. Yeah, I think the Osmo Pocket might be better if you attached it to your body, and kind of the padded straps and GoPro mounts and all that kind of stuff might take a lot of the vibration out. But the next thing I wanted to do with this DJI Osmo Pocket is that I wanted to stick it on a drone, and I mean, it can't even handle my Segway. It's like wobbling all over the place, so I doubt it'll function very well on a drone. But I might put some dampers on it. So right here I'm wiping all three of the lenses because the tornado's over. I didn't go through a tornado, guys, but it was there was one point where it was pouring down rain. You can't really see the rain that much here in this video, but there were some parts where it was really coming down on me. Something else I'll say about the Segway. The fenders did not work on my Segway. I went through some flooded parts of this trail, and my the sides of my pants got all muddy. Look at this shot, guys. The GoPro is doing a great job of getting the right exposure. Like, you can see a lot more in the GoPro Hero, whereas right here in the Osmo Pocket situation, you've got kind of a backlit, like really dark blacks, and the sky is light, but you can't pick out the clouds. Look at the clouds in the GoPro. You can pick out the clouds a lot better in the GoPro. So I really like that image better. The only advantage out of these three cameras that the Insta360 One has, in my opinion, is you can reframe your shot in post. So I could pick whatever angle I wanted. And I tried to match the Osmo. Excuse me. I tried to match the Osmo as best as I could. Right here we're going through muddy water, and that's kind of what I was talking about. But overall, I think all three of these cameras are great. And I think this was an interesting comparison. GoPro, you know, you can rotate your footage in post, so that's not a huge deal. Osmo Pocket is pretty interesting. This is going to be kind of a weird shot. This is me kind of spinning around, and then I decided to point the Osmo Pocket at my face. So this is just going to be awkward, guys, and I apologize. I might cut this out, but I might not. So now I'm pointing it at me. I'm all soaking wet. So here's another example. The DJI Osmo Pocket can go into selfie mode automatically. GoPro Hero, you can get an attachment. I've seen this, like a selfie stick that's just a 180 flip. You can do that, and then the Insta360 One, you can also point it yourself, but I didn't do it here. But I can pick any angle I want to with the Insta360 One X. So we're going to drive back to the Jeep, and that's a good example of which camera is wide and which camera is tight. Alright guys, so now I'm going to show you footage from each camera. What I've done here is I have rotated the GoPro footage 4 degrees, so I've kind of straightened it out. You can see how it kind of smoothly wobbles back and forth, and I've zoomed it in to 113%. But even, you know, rotating the footage and zooming in a little bit, the footage is still pretty good, guys. It's very sharp, it's very concentrated. You can see a lot of detail in the image. I've noticed kind of a weird hue whenever I take this out on a cloudy day. And I don't know if the camera's set up to compensate for the blue sky on a nice day, but the footage kind of looks, I don't know, greenish, maybe a little too warm for my liking, but it's still a great shot, guys. You can tell your story definitely with this camera. You can see the raindrops are coming down, and that tree's crooked. Man, that's a crooked tree. But yeah, overall the footage is great, guys. I think if you got, this is a comparison video, so it's really easy to see the differences in the camera, but I have gotten some really good footage out of the GoPro Hero7. It is a great camera. If you're planning on buying one camera that is super durable, if you're planning on doing some extreme sports or even just some casual biking, this is the camera, in my opinion, that is the most durable. It doesn't have any moving parts. It doesn't have any openings. It doesn't have any exposed lenses. It has a nice rubberized case. It's waterproof without a case on it. You can drop it in the pool and it'll still function. You drop it on the ground, and even if you scratch the lens actually has a lens cover on it that you can take off and replace. So that's, as far as durability out of these three cameras, I think the GoPro Hero7 wins. It is just an awesome little camera, and it's got tons of functionality in it. It's got slow motion, hyperlapse type functionality, time lapse. Takes great images. You can this is one of those cameras you can set the settings and go. It's got the biggest screen out of these three cameras, and and I think it's got the best UI out of all three of these cameras as well. I'm a UX engineer, so user experience is something I like to really focus on, and I think the user experience on the GoPro Hero7 Black is the best user experience out of the three of these. Just because it's a point-and-click system. There's hardly any fiddliness going on with this camera. You pick it up, you push the button, and it records within a couple seconds.
All right, guys, the tornado's coming. The tornado's coming.
And I'm in this rainstorm, guys.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if it's coming yet, but we're getting kind of rained on, so we're gonna head back.
And it's just, I'm not worried about
all
this
three
camera,
cameras
so
seem
if
to be
I wanna
holding
do a
up pretty
vlog
well.
on a day that's nasty like this, I can do it with this camera, no doubt. It also has interchangeable batteries, which is amazing. I don't understand why cameras come out nowadays without interchangeable batteries.
Why not? Let's go out and do a little bit more.
You can swap them out and buy extra batteries, and even if your battery goes bad, you can just buy another battery and stick it in it, and your camera still works. So the GoPro Hero7 Black hits all the buttons for me. I love it. It's almost the perfect size. I wish it was a little smaller. I wish it was like the Hero 7. I wish they'd come out with a Hero 7 that was just as functional as the I wish they'd come out with a Hero Session that was just as functional as the Hero7 Black. But overall, this camera did good. I rotated the footage, and now we're crooked again. So
that water?
That's definitely going to be an issue. You might have to continuously re-angle your shots. Alright guys, so now this is the DJI Osmo Pocket. This definitely has the smoothest footage out of all the cameras, but I really don't like how it wobbles here. Like, this footage right here over this beautiful bridge is completely unusable because of the jello effect, and I feel like you're gonna get footsteps using this camera. It might be the low light situation that's going on. Like, there's a lot of things going on, but I mean, this camera's falling apart right now. Even on the smooth pavement, it's kind of wobbling back and forth. And it has nothing to do with the mount, guys. The mount is holding it solid. It's clamped onto my Segway. What this is doing is, it's like all the little nuances of driving a Segway. Like a stick, I'll roll over a stick, or I'll hit a crease in the pavement or something like that, and that'll cause this wobble. Okay, check this out. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, that camera's motorboating all over the place. So, I really don't like that. Because, I mean, that's my favorite part of this trail, is those beautiful wooden bridges, and when they're wet, you can see all the wood grain. It's just beautiful shots, and it's unusable footage for me. That jello effect is completely unusable. But let's talk about some positives. We're going to talk about durability. I think the camera, as far as a gimbal, is built pretty solid. If you guys have the DJI Osmo Spark, it's a lot. I think it's even stronger than the camera on the Spark. Whenever they came out with the DJI Osmo, or whenever they came out with the DJI Spark, that was one of their selling points, was how durable the camera was. And I think the DJI Spark, just bar none, is the most durable drone I've got, or have flown before. So back to the Osmo Pocket. It's durable, it's got moving parts, and it's got a gimbal, and it's got an exposed lens. Those are three things that I think, if the camera fell, might break pretty easily. The body's pretty solid though. The body has the same kind of rubberized hard plastic the GoPro has. It's got a screen on it. A couple downsides: it does not have a changeable battery. Like, you can't take the battery out. I think that was a fail on the design part. And the exposed lens, if you scratch the lens, I'm not sure what's going to happen. So, if you're planning on doing any kind of outside events with the DJI Osmo Pocket, I would just buy the ND filters when they come out next year. Oh, wait. Happy New Year's. It's this year, guys.
All right, guys, the tornado's coming.
But,
the tornado's coming.
Yeah, I'd probably get an ND filter just to protect that lens
I don't know
from
if it's coming
scratches.
yet, but we're getting kind of rained on, so we're going to
I don't know if it's
back.
the raindrops or what's going on, but there's a lot
all
of
three cameras seem to be holding up pretty well.
in and outs right here. Like, I don't even think I'm going over anything rough. I think this wobble might be it trying to figure out what's in focus or not. And it's doing it really fast, so it's like a jerk. I don't know. It's the footage right here is just kind of falling apart.
Yeah, why not? Let's go out and do a little bit more.
But as far as stabilization goes, it's pretty stable. Minus the bouncing around and stuff. Ooh, look at that. That's horrible, guys. That's about making me want to throw up. So, falls apart with vibration. Okay? It's definitely stable, but you don't want to use this, when you're moving fast at all. I was wanting to put this on a drone, but I don't think it's gonna work very well on a drone. But I'll definitely make that video for you guys. But so yeah, and it's just kind of fiddly, guys. Like the tracking on the camera is kind of hit or miss. My fingertips as big as the screen is, so it's hard to actually double tap on what I want to do. That kind of stuff. Alright, guys, lastly we have the Insta360 One X. I love this camera. It's probably not the best place to compare it to some of these other cameras, because they've got, they're only looking out of a tiny hole, whereas this one's looking 360 degrees. The best part of the Insta360 One X is you can reframe your shot in post. And if you're just doing HD video, then the 5.7K 360 video that this takes will translate to a beautiful HD image. Okay, guys? I'm trying to translate it to a 4K image right here, and it's not making the cut. But, guys, it's still a beautiful camera. Stabilization is on point here, guys. Since it's just using gravity, with the accelerometer to keep the camera stable, it's doing a smash job, guys. It's killing it. Everybody complains about digital stabilization, and I think digital stabilization, when you're comparing pixels between frames, I think it can really fall apart in certain low light situations. But this camera is not depending on pixels to stabilize it. It's got physical accelerometers inside of it. So if you think about it, it's kind of like a stabilized lens. Even though it's digital, it's still using the same gravity and accelerometer. Like, it's using physical components to stabilize the footage, which is the same thing that a stabilized lens would do. I'm not too happy with this image, but I also know that my computer is trying to give me a preview that's probably not the best, because it's doing a lot of work in the background just to make these frames happen. I adjusted the color a little bit, but yeah. So let's talk about durability. Insta360 One X, I think, is a very durable camera. The only issue is it has these bulbous lenses sticking out of the front and back, which are the heaviest parts. And if your tripod falls over, it's going to land right on that lens, and it's going to crack that lens or scratch it. So that's the only durability issues. For everything else, though, the way the removable battery goes in and out is very durable, a very durable latch. It's again like the rubberized plastic. It's not waterproof, but it's weather sealed. But yeah, you can film with this guy all day because you can swap out the batteries. It also comes with, it doesn't come with, but you can order the waterproof cases and dive cases.
All right, guys, the tornado's coming.
I think they leak a little bit.
The tornado's coming.
You got to be.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if it's coming yet, but
overall,
we're getting kind of rained on, so we're gonna
selfie stick
back.
that I got from the Insta360 One company.
But all three cameras seem to be holding up pretty well.
Stick. There's just a lot of really cool things about it. There's a video I did a couple weeks ago where I went on a Segway adventure with my Paradinafi, and I put it on a selfie stick, and I just stuck it out of the back corner of my backpack, and all these people were asking me about what
why
kind
not?
of drone
Let's
I was
go out
using
and do a little
me,
bit more.
it was following me perfect and all this kind of stuff. I was like, that's a 360 camera, guys. So yeah, overall, I thought this was a pretty fun comparison. I picked a crappy day to do a comparison. Like I almost died a couple times, but it was a lot of fun as well. And I definitely want to just put on my bathing suit and my water shoes and go out on my Segway and drive this trail when I'm not worried about cameras or anything like that. But so yeah, that was a great comparison between the three cameras. I thought that was pretty fun. I think we'll do it again on a bright sunny day. Maybe not a stabilization test, but we'll do like a walk-in test and a tripod test. So, all right, guys, field test done. I hope you guys like this video. Please like, subscribe to my channel, click on the bell to get notifications whenever I put more videos out about the GoPro Hero7 Black, the DJI Osmo Pocket, or the Insta360 One X. I love all three of these cameras for different reasons. And putting them head to head, you kind of see where the pros and cons are. I like to let my viewers formulate their own opinions on my footage. So please make comments on this video of what you thought of the different cameras. Where did they fall apart for you? Did you like the wobble jelly effect? You know, maybe that would make a cool transition video for you. But hope you guys have a wonderful day, guys, and peace out.